Tisha, you ran to your mother. You ran to your mama to tell on Nell this is your queen? Girl, get all, every single last fuck. Hey y'all, what's good? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is TammyTalks. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 10, Episode 11, Wanda-ful Chaos. If you guys are brand new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hype the video, leave your comments down below. Y'all, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 48,000 by the end of the year. We are very, very close, so I need you guys' help. Y'all here, right? You're already here, so just hit the subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get started. Trisha. Yeah. Tisha comes over. I just feel like this episode, the season has been very Trisha heavy, and I'm not. But Tisha comes over, and Trisha lets her know that she is now in therapy with Dr. Francis, and she's been working on seeing what the root issue is with her. Truth be told, Tisha didn't seem really that interested in it, but Tisha gives her, this is good for you. This is good for you. You know, the pleasantries that you expect with that. Tisha invites Trisha to Bessemer to go see Miss Wanda's showing up food truck. We don't want to go see that shit. The way Trisha did not care about Trisha claims that she was going to be in Miami for Xavier's birthday. But we saw Trisha and Ken just at a restaurant later in the episode, but whatever. So they talk about Nell's game night flexibilities, and Tisha thinks that she handled the conversation well. If by well you meant sicking Kimmy on Wanda, sure. If by well you mean sicking Kimmy on Nell, so you didn't have to really have the conversation, yeah, you did splendid. Good job, Tisha. Good job. So Trisha said that Nell started to elevate her voice. I don't care for Nell either, okay? I don't think Nell should be on the show. I don't think she fits. However, we're not going to sit here and act as if Nell was just sitting there yelling and screaming and everybody else was talking calm. Nell didn't get rah-rah out of nowhere. Y'all were ambushing her. Y'all did. The four of y'all, Kimmy, Tisha, Destiny, and then Trisha, you jumping in when you didn't need to. It was 4-on-1. Nell's voice was as the same octave, the same level as everybody else's. And when Kimmy started elevating, Nell did as well. We're not going to gaslight Nell into thinking that she was out here yelling. Play with somebody else, right? So we're still talking about Tisha feeling that Nell is not being honest about leaving LA. You need to be honest, and you need to be more concerned as to why Marceau went to Africa without your ass. I feel like you're spending more time on this than why Marceau went to Africa without the family and didn't talk to y'all for a month. You need to be more invested in that. Yes, Nell did say it, but truth be told, it doesn't involve y'all. That's what I don't understand. Yeah, Nell said it and now she's walking it back. Call her out for being a liar, but for you to be questioning why it doesn't matter. That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, Nell left LA early. Okay, like, did she miss something? Did you want her to go to dinner with you or something? Because otherwise, why does it matter if she left right away after the reunion? So Tisha feels that Nell will say something that she wasn't supposed to, and then she has to walk it back, which is what's happening. And if you feel that's the issue, then focus on that. But you trying to ask why she left doesn't make sense, right? Because you're asking the semantics of it. Tisha is phrasing this wrong. Call Nell out for lying. Not what the lie is about, just for lying in general. So then I'm like, why are y'all standing up and eating around the sink? It's all type of shit on that kitchen island. Go sit down at the table. Tisha then said that Nell is not the type of person that she wants to hang out and be around. And of course, because she's not going to be somebody that kisses your ass. That's why. Tisha only wants people around her that are going to play nicely with her and that are going to pander to her and that are going to kiss her ass. And Nell's just not going to do it. So Nell is meanwhile talking to Fletcher about the argument at game night. And she said that she's not talking to Tisha and Tisha's not talking to her. She feels that she's not going to keep talking about her granddaughter. And Nell, nobody was talking about your granddaughter at all. No one was talking about your granddaughter. I hate when people do stuff like that. No one was talking about that baby whatsoever. We're talking about why you left LA. Why you left LA. Truth be told, no one has said baby, grand, or daughter. None of those words have been used. Trisha's back at therapy, and I'm going to be real with y'all. I just don't care. I just don't care. But Trisha's back at therapy with Dr. Francis, and she is explaining how she is not divorced, but separated, but estranged, but dating. Like, she has to explain all of that. And Dr. Francis is way better than me because he didn't make a face or anything. I was like, oh, this looks, sounds messy. But Dr. Francis is a wonderful therapist, and he's making some breakthrough with her. So, cool. So Tricia thinks that her and Ken have a strong relationship. Okay. I don't think that they have a strong relationship at all based on what we can see, okay? I don't know these people. I'm not interested in knowing more about them, to be honest. But based on what we see and what we have seen out of them in regards to this show, it seems like they are a united front against Marquez. We're not seeing anything that would indicate, oh, they have such a good relationship. Oh my God, they look so good together. Because everything that y'all talk about involves Marquez and involves the kids. Why do you like Ken? Right? Outside of he's good to your kids, why do you like Ken? Ken, why do you like Trisha? We haven't heard that. So Trisha is we find out that she was jealous of her kid's relationship with Ken initially. One, she did not think that they would take to him as quickly as they did. And then she started to feel like she was losing her kids because they stopped coming to her for everything. And they would go to Ken for some things initially. While that would be a good sign for anybody that is, blending their family together, Trisha, being somebody that was the sole provider and the sole everything for her kids, kind of saw that as a threat. So that makes sense, okay? So Dr. Francis equates Trisha to being a pistachio, and how, when you buy a bag of pistachios, they are cracked open to different levels. Some are cracked very open. It's easy to crack that open and get the seed out or the nut out. And then others, you gotta do a little work. And then some are not opened at all. It's just like muscles too. You know what I'm saying? They always tell you, I'm a big muscle person. And they always tell you when you eat mussels, if it is not open, don't eat it. It didn't open for a reason. So Dr. Francis equates Trisha to that with how guarded she is and how, she has to get to a point with Ken where she is fully opened like this, and it's easier for, for him to understand her and for her to be open with him. So we then get to the root of her feeling as if her kind of losing her kids to Ken is another loss to her after losing both parents and then losing her sister. So, great therapy session. I just feel like we don't need to see it. Right? Because Trisha needs for real therapy. This isn't how on TV we see some people go to a therapist and we know it's for a storyline. Like, Trisha needs this, and I think it would be more beneficial and more, I think it would be more beneficial for her to do it off screen. So Destiny, Tisha, and Kimmy are in a Sprinter van and they're headed to Bessemer. And I'm like, "Ugh, this just gives me the same who cares vibes as when they go on Potomac and they go to Surrey County with Karen." But Trisha said that Tisha, excuse me, said they're going to be popping up on Miss Wanda. She don't know they're coming. So Kimmy is like, She'll know we coming. I don't know if a pop-up can work well with Miss Wanda. They out here acting like Miss Wanda is Debo. The fuck? Y'all going to get some potatoes. It's okay. It's okay. So Tisha said that she does not want to talk to Nell, or she doesn't talk to Nell, so Nell's not invited. This is just another instance of y'all not inviting Nell places. I understand why Nell's not invited, but Nell is not going to understand. Nell is going to take it away. So Kimmy is then saying that she asked Nell 3 times to stop yelling at her. Let's be real, Kimmy. The reason that Nell got elevated with you is because you threatened to throw her in the pool unnecessarily. Nell wasn't yelling at you. And again, I don't know who the fuck Kimmy thinks she is, that she can talk to Nell any kind of way that she wants, but Nell is not supposed to respond, because the moment that you said, I'm going to throw your ass in the pool, now it's fighting words. So of course, Nell is going to get rah-rah right back with you, right? Kimmy is also acting as if she wasn't yelling. So Kimmy said that she had to beg Nell to even come outside and talk and have the conversation. So then you should have left it alone. That's the thing. Like, we're not going to sit here and make it seem as if Nell was wrong in this entire situation. And I get it. We have a show to put on. But in that moment, the fact that you had to beg her to come outside should have told you what type of time the conversation was going to be on. So Kimmy and Nell are over-exaggerating how Nell was talking. We get the flashback that shows that she wasn't being as aggressive as they're trying to make it seem. Tisha then said that Nell is like her mom as an elder. Y'all are telling me that Nell and Kimmy are the same age. So then Tisha feels like you are an elder as well. But I don't know why Kimmy was laughing. But Destiny said that they both have said things about each other's husband. And Tisha said, yeah, but it's because of the jokes about Maurice and Marceau. Fletcher said the jokes about Maurice and Marceau. Fletcher did. Nell did not. Tisha's issue with Nell, because it's something Chris said about Marceau, doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That is between the men who have already squashed it. Tisha is doing everything but talking about her own life. Kimmy is doing everything but talking about her own life. And this has always been the problem with this show, that Scott 1.0 and Scott 2.0 don't want to talk about the real shit in their lives. Why aren't we at the sticks and stones of Scott Manor? Why aren't we over there looking at that lot? Why aren't we seeing y'all sell some houses? Why aren't we seeing y'all do any fucking thing? Why aren't we seeing y'all with your kids? Where's Jalen? Did he move? Is he still working in Huntsville? Like, there are so many more pressing things we could be talking about. We moved over that DUI very quick, fast, and in a hurry, didn't we? Scott 1.0 has a couple lawsuits because of bad business. We're moving over and we're glossing over so many other things, and you want to be mad about something that doesn't involve you, Tisha. That doesn't involve you. This is silly. So Destiny said in her confessional, she doesn't like being the middleman. Within fucking stop. Stop. Destiny doesn't like being the middleman, but then in the same breath turns around and says, when Nell said to Tisha, you need to be more worried about the other woman in that video. How is this you being neutral, Destiny? Where is your life? Are you still making candles? You still working out of that storage locker? Like, I would never understand Carlos's vision for this show as of now. I don't understand it. So Tisha then stands up and is like, I ain't never gotta be worried about no other woman. Yes, you do. And that's why you just stood up to do all of that. And Tisha is a beautiful woman. She is. No one can ever take that away from her. Tisha's face card is not going to ever decline, but that is not enough to keep Marceau's ass, and you know it. and you know it. And that's why you're trying to act unbothered, but it's clear. It's clear because it's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. Destiny then talks about how she had a date with Twan. She enjoys Will's company, but she believes in dating until you find one, and she doesn't understand why people are kind of feeling a way about that. No one cares that you're dating. We're just wondering why you being a homie hopper. We're just wondering why you feel you can only date people that are on the show. That's it. Trisha and Ken. So Ken is saying that he has reached out to some people to help them get an app built for their training business. Trisha still wants the brick and mortar. So that they can really, get to what they need to be doing. He let her know that he is still ready and rocking with her, and he's still all in. He's proud of her for going to therapy, but it makes me wonder, does Ken not think he needs therapy as well? Because let's think about this. Trisha needs therapy. We all know that, right? I would like to know, sorry, y'all. I would like to know why Ken does not think he needs therapy as well. What is keeping you with this woman? Because Will has told you that you are willing to be walked all over and run over. Why do you want to play Captain Save-A-Ho so bad? What is going on in your life and in your childhood that you feel that you have to be with this specific woman? Why do you feel the need to save her? You need to be in therapy too, Ken. Truth be told. Why are you a doormat? Ken has anger issues. You need to go to therapy too. So Trisha is telling Ken how she felt like she was losing her kids to Ken. And he was like, why you feel that way? She's explaining it to you. And I did not like his responses. She's telling you because the kids were always coming to me, they started to come to you, which is, I understand what she means by that. But the way he's like, but that ain't, how that mean you gonna lose them to me? The comprehension is at an all-time low with this one. Ken acknowledges he's not proud of some of the things he said in the past, but he is happy. No, you're not. No, you're not. So we get to Bessemer. Get to Bessemer. Is that in Alabama? Or is it in Mississippi? We're in Bessemer, okay? So we're at Miss Wanda's shown up food truck. And it looks nice. The truck looks nice. We've come a long way from when they when she found that food truck in that used truck lot. And Miss Wanda said, hey, the hoes from Huntsville. I said, child. They're ordering their potatoes. Miss Wanda sells loaded potatoes. This is her soft lunch. And Destiny orders a chicken one. Kimmy wants a steak one, but she wants it cooked medium. She doesn't want to cook like a belt, meaning don't cook my shit well done the way some of y'all do. Miss Wanda said that she gonna cook a steak the way they eat it in the South. That shit's gonna be well done, okay? So Tisha couldn't wait to tell her mom what Nell said about her. So Tisha, being the baby that she is, tells her mom, I need you to talk to Nell, because Nell told me that and I'm like, Tisha, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you shitting me? Are you kidding me right now? And the way Destiny and Kimmy were looking at Tisha like you simple SOB. I lost whatever little bit of respect that I have for Tisha, I lost in this scene. Because you mean to tell me your big overgrown ass at 43, 44 years old, you ran and told your mama, I just gotta have my mom talk to Nell because I can't do nothing with her. I gotta have my mom do it. My mom gotta talk to her. You sound silly. At 41 years old, I wish I would call Mama Talks and be like, I need you to talk to so-and-so for me because they said something to me. Tisha, get all the fucks out of here. Get all the fucking fucks out of here. This is silly. Any reason to get your mama back on this show to fight your battles. That's what you want. So Wanda is now claiming that Nell is inserting herself in Tisha's business, and that's not even what the fuck happened. That's not what happened. Destiny gets called out for being the bone carrier, and Destiny is like, no, Destiny, you absolutely did. You literally heard what Nell said, and you went and told Tisha. You just did it on the fucking bus. You just did it on the bus. So then Tisha is like, and Nell told me to keep my motherfucking name out my motherfucking mouth. Like, again, what are we doing? What are we doing? So I was with Kimmy. You could have left this part out. And Tisha's like, no, I got to tell my mom. Because I can't fight my own battles. I need my mom to fight all my battles. So, of course, I'm going to tell my mama. So, Wanda is talking about when I'm going to go to Huntsville. When I'm like, I might be sick that episode. I might be sick that episode. So, Wanda is asking Kimmy what she feels about the live that Martell did. Well, you remember Martell and Ariane did the conversation interview with that woman. And Kimmy was like, you want to know how I feel? Yes. You can ask Miss Wanda back as many times as you want to, Kimmy. The question is still the same. So Tisha was like, we don't care. I was with Wanda. I'm talking to Kimmy, right? So Kimmy is like, I didn't watch the whole thing, and I don't believe the lady. Wanda says she believes certain things. Truth be told, I didn't watch the shit at all. I really didn't care. I've seen snippets. I watched some other YouTubers talk about it loosely. Do I believe everything that woman probably said is true? No. Do I believe that some of the stuff the woman said is probably true? Yes, I do. I believe that some of what she said is true. And I believe that some of what she said is not true. I do. So Kimmy and Tisha not wanting to talk about this interview, right? It's just one of the things that 1000% hurts the show. Because if this was somebody bringing a woman that supposedly slept with Martell while he was married to Mel on the show or on the interview, y'all would be talking about it for days. They never want to get into it. And Miss Wanda clocked both their asses and said that y'all need to start taking some of these allegations into consideration. Not saying that, yeah, y'all need to believe it all. Take some shit into consideration, right? Wanda feels that Kimmy is in denial and said that Kimmy doesn't care what's going on and she is going to stand by Maurice no matter what. We know that because this is the woman that was going through cancer. Right? And was still rolling over and fucking her husband because that nigga needed to bust a nut that bad. Kimmy is claiming that no one believes them. No one believes the lady. No one does. No, there are people that do. So Tisha is saying, we want a refund. We didn't come here for this. We came to support you. No, you came to tell your mama that you needed her to go fight your battles with Nell. You had no problem talking about the mess when it pertained to Nell. So sit here and get read the fuck down by your mama too. Miss Wanda said if a man cannot give you a straight answer, then he did it. He's guilty. See, the reason that Kimmy does not ever want to be around Miss Wanda, and she said it's all nerves, is because Miss Wanda, and a lot of the mess that Miss Wanda says, she does spit some real shit out at them. And truth be told, Tisha and Kimmy both do believe a lot of these rumors. They know that they know that them brothers been sticking and moving on them. Whether they currently are or it was just in the past, they both know, they are both well aware of it. But they are never going to admit it or leave these men as long as this TV show is going on. They're never going to do it. They're never going to give the audience the satisfaction. They're never going to give Melody the satisfaction. They're never going to give Martell the satisfaction. But they know that some of the stuff Miss Wanda says, as ignorant as it comes out sometimes, there is a lot of truth to it. Because why do y'all get so nervous and y'all don't ever want to talk about the allegations that are going on against Marceau and Maurice, but y'all have no other problem talking about the mess? Why are we shutting down the conversation now, Tisha? You were just yucking it up with your mama. Like Kimmy said, you were ready to sick your dog on Nell. All right. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, hype, comment, all that jazz. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.